Ifaremi Olosun. Agogo ń dún kàngókàngó. Ìyá ìlú ń wí tirẹ̀ ó rọ̀ sọ̀mù. Ifaremi Olosun. Àti wá ọ̀dẹ́lé ilé eré ló ti wá ògbógbó èèyàn ló ti mọ̀. Ifaremi Olosun. Ọlọ́run ló yàn ọ́ kí ṣe mímọ̀ rẹ nìkan. Kò ní ń wọ́, àwọn kìí ń kú, iṣu kìí ń wọ̀bẹ. Ifaremi Olosun. Kò sóríire. Wá dàgbà wá dògbó wá tún lálàáfíà. Ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ Ifaremi Olosun. Gbogbo yín la kí adúpẹ́dúpẹ́ o. Kájọ ṣàṣeyẹ o. Ifaremi Olosun. Ifaremi Olosun ó kú iṣẹ́.
Alafia family, it is yours truly, Ifaremi Olosun, and I'm back with another video. I'm going to try to make this one quick and to the point. Y'all know my videos tend to go a little long. I try to make them short, but somehow it still doesn't work out that way. So in this video, I want to discuss spiritual attacks. How do you protect yourself from spiritual attacks? Are you being spiritually attacked? Let's talk about that. I think people need to first have an understanding of what a spiritual attack is. It means when someone is intentionally or unintentionally sending you bad energy, bad spirits, malicious energy, doing a malicious thing to threaten your spiritual, physical, or mental well-being. So now I say intentional or unintentional because that's going to be very important as I get deeper into this conversation or message, if you will. Oftentimes, people will come to me and say, Iya, I'm being spiritually attacked. I think I'm under attack. I want to say first and foremost, before, as I mentioned in one of my other videos, before getting into Ifa, before the Orisa, as I was on my journey of discovery and reconnecting to my divine path and my higher self, I was first and foremost a Reiki master and a Reiki master teacher. So I began to understand energy, metaphysics, quantum physics, how energy works. Which is why what I'm about to say, you may not hear a lot of Iyanifas. You may not hear a lot of people say it. This is just my personal experience and offering from me to you. Or maybe you have heard it before. I don't know. But let me give this to you. Nothing can come through you. Nothing can come to you, unless it comes through you. You are the co-creator of your reality. This is your experience. This is your conscious, your conscious mind, subconscious mind, higher self, projecting out its story in this reality. The story that was pre-written, the destiny that was pre-chosen. You're playing it out in this reality. So nothing can come to you unless it comes through you. Nothing can reside with you unless it is in some way, shape, and form of you. And I'm going to explain that. You know how I do, Iya? What do you mean? I don't get it. Okay. In Reiki, what we learned about was the ethereal body, the aura, which some may refer to as our spirit self. There is an aspect of our spirit body. There's a part of our spirit body that extends about 6 inches from the physical body out, called the aura. And Reiki, we learned that aura, just like the physical body, have ways to protect itself. The skin is the largest organ in the physical body, and it protects our internal organs, and it has so many things on the outer layer of the skin to protect itself. So does the spirit, and that is our aura, our ethereal body. Some of you are already familiar with chakras and the aura and the ethereal body, and the layers of the spirit body and energy. So the way that we strengthen our aura and protect our spirit body, our spiritual centers, our chakras, and our energy center is by strengthening our aura, our ethereal body. That is our first point of spiritual protection. The way that we do that is by healing ourselves, healing our traumas, addressing our shadow selves, addressing unprocessed and unresolved hurt and pain that has been buried and stored away. What we teach in Reiki, what I used to teach in Reiki, is that creates holes. All of those shadows, dark experiences and things that we experience and go through in our life, it creates breaks, dark spots, build up. It affects our aura. So if we heal those parts of ourselves, our hearts, our traumas, our any unfavorable experiences, we then tighten up and brighten up and strengthen our aura as our first point of spiritual protection. All of those unfavorable things that we think that we can just bury away, those are the portals through which, let's just say for those who will resonate with this term better, through which negative spirits or so-called bad spirits, unfavorable spirits, malicious entities, things that are not supposed to be of you come through. Because again, dark energy needs something. If there's a space within you that is familiar to that energy, to that entity, it's going to feel right at home. It's going to come stroll right on through. Oh, okay, I recognize this energy. Okay, where we at? Who we at? What we doing? It's going to come right on through, stroll through, and feel comfortable there and dwell there and wreak havoc in one's life. But if your aura is bright, you are healed, you're light, you're filled with love, positive energy, unfavorable energies, entities, bad spirits, evil, whatever word resonates with you, they will see how bright and how strong your aura is. And no, I don't stand a chance over there. I can't dwell in that space. It's no way that my energy can fester. There's no way that I can wreak havoc there. Her aura is too bright. Her spirit is too light. It's too positive. It's too strong. She's filled with too much love. So that's what I mean by, if it's not of you, it can't reside with you. And that's what I mean by nothing can come to you unless it comes through you. When we have unhealed parts within ourselves, you basically are creating a doorway, a gateway, a tunnel, a portal, as I said before, for those unfavorable energies to come right on in. As I always got to go back to my ancestors, I'll never forget where I come from. I'm not ashamed of my past, of coming from a Pentecostal church, Christian church, and grandmothers who did what they knew how to do, what they were taught to do. In the best way, they still embraced their spirituality, and they knew energy, they knew spirit, they knew malicious energies, they knew unfavorable energies, and they knew how to work their energy to pray those things away, to get those things away. And sometimes that's why they would say things like, when the skeletons come out of your closet, what you try to sweep under the rug will come back and haunt you, come back and torment you. The skeletons come out of the closet like the song. They come and chase you all around the room. What they were trying to say is, and what I want to say is, in truth, you are giving people the fuel to the fire and the ammunition to spiritually attack you when you walk around with gaping holes in your spiritual body, in your heart, shadows, all the things I've mentioned, unprocessed pain, hurt, trauma. That is what the old folks again used to say. Got to respect the elders. These sayings, the Yoruba have proverbs, South Africans have proverbs. Africans born in America we have our own proverbs as well. As the elders used to say, a festering mind, an idle mind is a devil's playground. So all of these things are saying this is how bad energies enter through us into our life. So in truth, is someone else really spiritually attacking you, or are you spiritually attacking you? Marinate on that for a minute. Are you the source? At the end of the day, are you the source of your own hurt, pain, suffering, unfavorable experiences, or the attack, so-called attack that you are experiencing? We are quick to take that Christian mindset and mentality and blame it on someone else. It's the devil that made me do it. But we can't bring that ideology, that way of thinking, into our indigenous spiritual way of being. That's not how we used to think. We were scientists. We were a natural people of the earth. We understood astrology, astronomy, numerology, energy, cycles, mathematics, numbers, vibrations, symbols, colors, sound. So let's go back to being like that. Let's re-embrace that. So don't bring the Christian mindset of the devil made me do it, or this person is doing that to me. We have the ability to say what we want in our life, what we don't want in our life, to control what comes into our life and what does not come into our life through our actions, through our choices, through our decision, and through our power and our own spiritual systems. I'll say that in every video. I don't care how tiresome it gets or how tired people get of hearing it. So you protect yourself. When we're going back to now Yoruba, indigenous spiritual systems, talk so much about Iwapele. Excuse me, I can never say the P right. Everybody knows, but Iwapele. Good character. Obatella, keeping yourself clean, your character clean. It's not about the color or race white per se. It's a symbolization of symbolizing purity. If you're not fighting anyone and someone comes to spiritually fight you, who are they fighting? They fighting themselves. If you know you mean well, you love everybody, you're not doing bad things to people, you're not doing anything bad to anybody, but just for whatever reason, they think you are. Or for whatever reason, even if they don't think you are, they just choose to because they jealous of you. They mad at you because they ain't you. Some people just mad at you because they ain't you. And they just wake up and decide, oh, that heifer, oh, this so-and-so thinks she all that. Let me bring her down to size. You got some people out there that's just purdy, you know what? And they're lower vibrational energy. But what I can tell you is this. My life ain't been no crystal stair. That's one of my favorite poems. And as a female in this path and tradition who has been determined to live my purpose, speak my truth, it's my calling to do so. Someone like myself, you don't think I've faced spiritual battles as a result of my internal turmoil and my weak parts that allowed some of these unfavorable energies to come in? But it was through my ability to see myself, to heal myself, to see the truth of the matter and the situation. Again, that nothing can come to me unless it comes through me. That brought me out. That I was able to be victorious over my so-called enemies. And I say so-called because truth, people think that they're your enemy. But the truth is, they're their own enemy. Most people who want to spiritually fight you or feel threatened by you because it's something within you that they see that they really truly want to access within themselves, but they don't know how to. Let's preach. Now, I don't want to start preaching now. Let's talk about it. So in truth, is anyone truly spiritually attacking you? And in truth, the people who are spiritually attacking you, are they really spiritually attacking you? No, they're really attacking themselves, because if you're a clean, good character like Obatala, you're doing right. You're focusing on why you here. You're not gossiping about people. You're not welcoming in that Ifaremi energy into your life. Ifaremi energy is dark, mystical, unseen, unknown. The void. What's the term I like to use all the time? I can't think of it. Must not be meant for me to say it, so I'm not going to force it. But a lot of people will try to tap into that dark space in which dark feminine energy can work its magic, which some people like to call witchcraft, to send things to you. And so through that energy, you can become more privy to being so-called spiritually attacked through that energy if you're gossiping, if you don't have respect for other women, if you're talking about people, if you're minding other people's business, if you are harboring feelings of jealousy, of envy, any low vibrational energies makes you susceptible to spiritual attacks. Let's say that. The best way you can guard yourself, I always say the best armor against spiritual attack is good character. I will always say, you're not fighting me, you're fighting yourself, because I don't have no problem with you. I love everybody. I might not like you. No, I'm just joking. But sometimes people energy, you might not resonate with a person's energy. And so you stay away from that person. But if you know you're not out doing anything to anybody and someone is fighting you, let me get to the next point, not to drag this on. I'm going to the next point. In Yoruba indigenous spirituality, we teach about the Ori, the mind, the consciousness. We always ask, if Ifa says that there is some bad energy, we will say, is it natural? Is it physical or is it spiritual? Is it natural, like natural or unnatural? Meaning, is it coming from heaven or if it's physical? Let me explain a little more. Is it something of spiritual nature that has nothing to do with any physical human being or anybody doing anything? It's just a spiritual unalignment, something from heaven, something within the spiritual realm that's not being satisfied, that's not being appeased, that's out of balance, that's out of whack, that's displeased. It has nothing to do with earth, human beings. Physical meaning that is coming from the earth, is of physical nature. Sometimes if it's of physical nature and it's saying it's from a man or a woman, or if you feel it's from a particular person, don't go out there thinking you about to arm up. Oh, so-and-so spiritually and me attacking me. We had an argument last week. I know they sending me stuff, man. Let me go in. Let me do some return of sender. Let me burn in fire. Burn. Okay, you get it. Don't go off the deep end. Most people won't tell you this. Listen to the wisdom of someone who's been in this tradition for 10 years now as a woman, who have been through all types of things. I'm not going to go into it now. You don't bring up old stuff after it's been buried and there's water under the bridge. It doesn't exist anymore. But what I want to say is, sometimes it's a person's mind. It's not intentional. That person can truly love you, but because of something, again, because of something within themselves that they're lacking, because of their own insecurity, because of their, and they may not even be aware. Most people don't know. They don't know. And some people don't know how strong their aura is because they have forgotten that they are gods in the flesh. They may have forgotten how, they don't know how strong a thought is. So just one thought, ping, shooting out into the universe. I wish that was me. Why she get to be having all this success? Who she thinks she is. Just one thought. Depending on how open you are and how many breaks in your aura you have and how many shadows you have and how open you are, that one ping, poof, can hit you like a ton of bricks. So it doesn't mean that always, if you get a tarot card reading, if you get an Ifa reading, it doesn't always mean that someone is sitting down and dressed in all black, conjuring up some stuff, stirring some food up in some potions in a big pot, or doing anything to spiritually attack you intentionally. Most spiritual attacks are unintentional. Now, I'm not saying it makes it right. And I'm not saying that you should suffer because of somebody else's low vibrational parts. What I'm saying is you have to understand that there's intentional and unintentional spiritual attacks, so-called attacks. Now, when someone is not intentionally spiritually attacking you, it's just their mind, and you go out there cursing the person's whole family. May your mother die. May your father die. May I wish you anything you want. I don't know. What you're really doing now, the universe is not going to fully support you in that because you think that person is doing that to you and they're not. Again, if it's not of that person, it ain't going to stay with that person. Where's it going to go? Moving to my next point. What I've come to realize in my wisdom and my experience. Some people gonna say, no, I ain't feeling that. No, ain't nobody. Okay. In Ifa, in our indigenous way, we do the work and let the chips fall where they may lay. Don't worry about who the person is. Don't worry about the person's name. Don't worry about what they doing and how they doing. Don't try to go ahead and go all in and you become them. They bring you down to their level when you do that. And in fact, in some cases, you will actually give that whatever bad energy, you will give it power. You give it your power. What you do is ask yourself, what is it within me? This is what people don't like to do. Going back to that Christian mindset. What is it within me? Why? That allowed this experience, this unfavorable energy to be able to permeate my reality. How did this thing come through into my reality? What is it that I'm not seeing? Because this energy is not of me. Show me within myself, what is it within myself that I need to heal and that I need to fix and that I need to see that this experience even came to me, because nothing is by coincidence or by accident. Even a so-called spiritual attack. It was an experience that you needed to have. A test. To test, to help elevate your consciousness. Are you going to pass it? Or will you keep experiencing it again and again and again? Some people are fighting so-called spiritual attacks every week. Man, somebody didn't attack me again. What? Again? What happened? Come on now. If you always getting spiritual attack every week, every month, you have to ask yourself, if this energy, this dark energy, this heaviness this unfavorable energy is always with you. You got to ask yourself, what is it within me that is allowing such a thing to even be in my life? So it should come to a point where you have to look at yourself. But to the Christian mentality, we don't like to look at ourselves and see ourselves. We're quick to blame somebody else. So in Ifa, we let the chips fall where they may lay. That's not my concern. Now, if energy comes to you that's not of you, that's not for you, that you didn't do anything wrong, it's going to naturally go back to the sender. I'm telling you what I know. It's going to naturally go back to the source. It's going to, energy, remember, energy is just energy. It's going to go back to the place in which it fits and belongs naturally. If your vibration is high, you love, you happy, I ain't do nothing wrong, I'm good, boo-boo, look, you get it. Would a dark, malicious spirit want to stay in a space with you? But if you have some underlying deep hidden thoughts, like, I really feel down, that's how the Western world so-called psychiatric problems come into play. Now they want to say a person is depressed, a person is bipolar, a person is this, that, and the other. What it really is, in our system, everything is spiritual. One negative thought, if you are under spiritual attack and an unfavorable energy has come to you, or a testing or challenging energy has come to you, it can take that one thought and use it like a seed that will bloom into a world full of problems. Until now, people are calling you crazy. They're possessed by a bad spirit. But everything begins with something. Something always comes from something. That's what nature teaches us. So we have to turn our eyes to ourselves in order to protect ourselves from spiritual attacks. In other words, as people say all the time, raise your vibration. Empower your higher self. Expand your aura. Brighten your aura. And Ifa, we say, have good character. Do what is right. Have the good intention. Maybe you may not even know you're doing wrong to people. But in your heart, mean well. Try your best. And that will protect you. So even if a person is sending you, I don't know, if they want to pull up this imaginary so-called hell from wherever it's supposed to exist, even if they want to throw the whole hell at you, it won't work. Because it won't be of you. So it won't affect you. It won't be able to dwell with you. It won't be able to wreak havoc in your life. Spiritual attacks. What do you do? Okay, so now maybe you do fit into one of those categories. You have gossip about some people. You've done some wrong things in your life. You have some bad thoughts. You have some lower vibrational parts. You haven't done things to raise your vibration. Whatever the situation may be, you do your reading in Ifa tradition. You look through Ifa. The reading means, if you didn't see my previous video, you used the divination system, utilize the divination system to tap into the all-seeing, all-knowing part of yourself that is part of the all, to know what is happening here. If we can't see through our physical form anymore, we then divine to seek consult from the all-knowing part of our higher self. What is happening here? Then Ifa gives a prescription. The system of knowledge will give a prescription, which we call ebo. You do the offering. Let the universe take care of it. What you don't want to do is get caught up in a cycle of back and forth. She spiritual attack me, I spiritual attack her. She spiritual attack me, I spiritual attack her. And what most people think is, oh, it ain't gonna be no back and forth because when I'm done, I'm done. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. I don't care if you're the most powerful thing walking. Energy is what? Energy. Leads me to my next point. No one human being is more greater than the divine, conscious, collective source of all. The Godhead, whatever you want to call it, source, universe. Every human being in our tradition we teach is a materialization of an aspect of the source of creation. And so we all have a purpose here. We all have a story. We all have a song that we're supposed to play in the grand symphony to create harmony, balance, continuity, sustainability of the planet, of the cosmos. It's not just about us, one little single soul in person. So you think as one, or some people think, or maybe some people, or maybe you think, as one human being. I don't care how much power you think is one little speck of light on this planet, because there's millions of human beings all over this world, all over the planet, maybe other planets too, other entities. But anyway, how powerful you think you are that you can alter and change and affect the single part of the song, symphony, purpose that you're here to play, and the thing that you're supposed to be doing, and offset the natural order of things, and there won't be any consequences. Some people say there's no such thing as karma. Okay, however you want to call it, but there is a such thing as energy. That's a proven fact. And energy always, it never dies. It finds a place to dwell and go. So when people think they can spiritually attack people, you're not spiritually attacking the person. You are challenging the hand of the source, the power that's all connected to all living things on earth. That's what you're fighting. That's what you're challenging. Because in a physical form, we are vessels that were sent here to do a thing on behalf of the greater source, consciousness, and divine collective. So when you come along and say, I'm going to, excuse my French, or can I say it on YouTube? I think so. I don't know. I'm going to F this person's life up. But that person have a whole destiny that they in the midst of fulfilling. Not for that person, but because that's what the source, the consciousness, the program, whatever you want to say. So now you messing up the program. And you think there's no consequences to that? You know my favorite phrase is bigger than Nino Brown. So it's a domino effect. So the best thing to do to keep your hands clean, to keep your character clean, to keep your aura clean, to keep your vibrationals high, not to have to come out of your high vibrations and to a heavier energy to spiritually fight anybody, trust. Fix yourself and let the chips fall where they may lay. Lastly, what I want to say is, outside of the fact that no one can force Olodumare's hand, source hand, or challenge, because, you know, we all composed of all Orisa. That's another video. But we have others that are more prevalent for us in this life called our main Orisa. But we are all composed of Orisa. No one person is more powerful than anybody. It's just who has the ability to tap into the power that the same every melanated person has. So, with that being said, we all have a purpose in this life, big or small, different or indifferent, whatever it is. And when a person try to challenge someone or do something to someone spiritually, you must consider that that person, the divine in me, the God in me sees the God in you. We all have divinity. And we're just vessels in this life, in this physical form. You are also attacking the Orisa within that person that is a part of the universe. So just be, just be mindful of these things. A lot of times spiritual attacks come from fear. Someone is spiritually attacking me. Will they kill me? They want to kill me. They want to take me from my children. They want to do this. Listen, Had to take a breath. Let me take some water on that. Listen, what I've come to know in my life, I'm not speaking it on myself. I'm not speaking from the ego. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for my destiny, for my higher self. I'm so thankful to the divine that is me, the divine within me, and the divine around me. So thankful to my spiritual army and to all the Orisa and to my benevolent ancestors who support me. Because the truth is, I could have been taken out. I could have taken myself out through my own foolish choices and actions so many times. I had a client who I talked to the other day, and he shared with me, he might watch this video. You can just, if you want to say who you are, you can drop a comment in the comment box. He shared with me a story of how he got hit by a tractor trailer. His car was totaled, flipped over 10 times, and he got up and walked out untouched, like nothing happened to him while the car was in pieces. I had similar stories happen to me when I was so lost and so depressed because I was so different from everyone around me. It was times that I tried to take my own life, and I'm just thinking, why didn't it work? I mean, I even tried to, I don't know if my children, sometimes they listen to my clips, so I don't want to go too much into it, but I tried and tried, and nothing happened. I was so off my path that I was doing some crazy stuff all out in hours in the night. People tried to kidnap me. People tried to put me in, sex trafficking when I traveled one time to South Africa. I mean, so many different stories. Let me get to the point. What I want to say is, again, if it's not for you, it's not for you. If you haven't done anything that warrants a specific act against you, sometimes, even if it's not a part of our destiny, we can be so reckless and careless that we can turn a bad head, a good Ori, a good destiny, into a bad one. And if we are determined enough, we can turn a bad head, a bad destiny coming from heaven, which we call, how can I say, past life? What is the term? Past life trauma, generational curses, a curse, or past life debt. All of those things are how we have bad heads when we come back to earth. Some people think they're getting away with something in this life. Yeah, I do it. Ain't no karma. Nothing ever happens to me. No such thing as karma. I spiritually attack people. I done killed 50 million people. I done robbed this one. I done scammed. I done stole. I done anything. I don't know. Or some people may say, why are there some people on this earth that just get away with everything? They don't ever get caught. They don't ever get locked up. In this life, if it don't affect them, it affects their future generations, their bloodline. If it don't affect them in this life, when they come back, that next life, they could be a madman on the street out of their mind. Mumbling mumble jumble all day, homeless, stinking, rotten, and I don't know. They could be in their next life, they will suffer. Surely. I've seen it through my spiritual eye and in my physical life. So what I want to say is, if it's not going to happen, don't live in fear. Don't allow fear to cause you to be quick to spiritually attack someone, to think you are under attack. If you think you have been spiritually attacked, do the work and let the chips fall at where they may lay. I say again. Don't think that this person trying to kill me. No one can, this may sound strange, but no one can kill you. What do I mean by that? If it's your time to go, only as a result of your own actions, you're going to go. You're going to go. Why are you stressing yourself out living your life in fear? If it's not your time to go, you won't go. You won't. If you've done nothing to warrant it, you won't. If you have not turned your destiny into something that shouldn't be as a result of your actions, you're on alignment, in alignment, you know the rest. It's not going to happen. So let's not focus on who's attacking who. Let's not attack each other. There are real enemies out there. That's another video. But there are real enemies out there. My time is going. I'm going to try to cut it, y'all. That we need to focus on instead of spiritually attacking each other, physically attacking each other, verbally attacking each other. Come on now. And when we do when we go to Ifa, when we do the abo, when we work on ourselves, when we don't make it personal, it's even better because instead of attacking each other, we're balancing the energy. The universe knows the best way to resolve an issue. The higher self knows, the divine knows the best way to resolve an issue. Just do the work. Do the offering to whatever energy is requesting it. And that energy is going to fix the person in the way they need to be fixed. Usually in a way that's still conducive somehow. They may send that energy back to them, but I'm sure it will prompt something within them to say, tag, let me look at me. And that's the ultimate goal. So with that being said, let's love one another. Keep our vibrations high, filled with love. I love everybody from the top side around, I'm going to say the bottom, all from my heart. I have no time to hate. Have no time room in your heart for hate and anger and rage. Life is too short. For what? Focus on your purpose. When you focus on your purpose, you don't have time for nonsense. Let's love each other. As always, I'm not going to cry. Infinite blessings. Balance be. My love to all. Don't forget to check out my Instagram, my services. Let's do the work together. My product line, Ifaremi.com. My website, balanceb.shop. My products that I offer. I'm here. I'm coming on a physical level with the adorn yourself in the goddess attire, goddess garments on my balanceb.shop website. I'm here to help you to rise into your power, to use your tools, overstand energy, reconnecting to our higher self, our original way through Ifaremi.com, guidance session, Ifa readings, Ebo. This is, and it's not for, it's because it helps me to know all the things I've went through was not in vain. I love to love. Let's get back to loving to love. Paying it forward. For now, my love to you. Bye-bye. Mwah.